Welcome to Smokey CNC Woodworks. I don't know about y'all, but Oklahoma went from cool and rainy to miserable hot and humid. Right now, it is 88 degrees with 69% humidity. I mean, awesome. So I am sweating down. I've already been outside today doing some work with my wife, and we both sweat down. I'm on like my third set of clothes. It's unbelievable how hot and muggy it is. Miserable. So in response to some of the requests I've been getting, I'm working on several videos at once. One of them is going to be a airbrush cleanup maintenance video. Hadn't really started it yet, but it's coming. A second one is, I think I've done one on it before, is material preparation. How do I get ready before I do a CNC? Gluing stuff up, things like that. I may actually smush those together if they're too short, but don't know yet. So a third one I've been thinking about was just mentioned a couple of times, but it's really a good idea. Do a redo the one where I built the machine. So what I'm really probably going to do is go back and watch that video a few times, take some notes. That way I have all the information that I gave the first time and probably can add a little more information the second time. The video will probably be better because I'm more comfortable in front of the camera. I mean, back then, right after I started, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, I'm talking to a camera. Hope nobody sees this. Which anybody that does this stuff understands. Starting out and getting several videos under your belt's a big deal because you get a lot more comfortable. So today what we're going to do is part 2 of my trailer sign. It's going to be the bottom, and it's quite a bit bigger than the other one. Almost twice as big. Well, maybe not, maybe about 1.5 of it. Still, it's pretty good size. It's going to be a long cut. We're going to be running close to an hour of just machine time, and so I may have to speed it up a little more than normal. I try to keep videos, you know, a little more than 20 minutes, a little less than 20 minutes, right in that area, sometimes 15. And basically it's just because, I mean, I know everybody's attention span. I can't hang with videos that are just unbelievably long. And so I just try to keep them in that area. Hopefully I don't have to speed it up too much so you can't see what's going on, but unfortunately there's probably gonna be just a little bit of speed up, a little faster than normal. So we're gonna do the second part of the trailer sign, so let's go. that was it, guys. Came out really cool. The And Adventures was an idea of my wife's. That way, maybe when we do the camping stuff, this will kind of more apply. So I haven't officially changed the channel name yet. Don't know if I will or not yet. We're going to just kind of see. We're going to play it out. We're going to see what the other videos do. But like I said, that's not going to be the majority of the content. The majority of it's going to be woodwork, because I do that all the time, and we camp, go out in the trailer once a month, once every month and a half. I mean, so obviously there's going to be more woodwork than camping. So I always get a comment just about every video. Man, you nailed it again. You just did it perfect every time. Well, I'm going to assure you I don't get it perfect every time. So this is what happened on this video. So what that was it could be a number of things. One is your plunge rate is too deep, which means you're going down too deep, and your pass depth is too deep. The second, it could be dull bit. The third could be speed related. Okay, so I know it wasn't speed related because I slow mine down quite a bit. I don't run it at full speed. I run it at about 50 to 60% of the normal speed, which is 100 inches per minute. So I know I'm only doing about 50 to 60 inches per minute. So the second thing, dull bit, could be. I know the bit I've got's old, and I've had it for a year, year and a half. It needs to be replaced. And I verified that today whenever I did the cut, and you saw some smoke coming up. That verifies that it's dull. Okay, so the third thing, the pass depth, that was the problem. I had the pass depth set at, almost twice of what it should have been. So I went in and changed it. I'm not sure how it got changed to this depth, but it did. And so it caused a problem like that where you saw the bit stutter, and I stopped it, within 4 or 5 inches. And whenever I tried to correct the problem, restart it, it had already thrown the program all off. The bit made a hard left turn, turned towards the center of the material. It was done. So how did I use that same piece of wood? You saw at the first of the video, I was planing down a single board, which was the first one I did. So here's what happened. I just planed out the mistake from the first one. You can see how thick the wood is right here. It's the one we're on. So a normal piece is that thick. We're now at this thick, and you can see the difference. We got probably not quite half an inch, but we got quite a bit of difference. So all I did was take it through the thickness planer and planed it down. Now then, not a problem. Made a nice surface, made a nice looking sign. Here's the problem. Now it doesn't match this one. So I took it to the planer and planed it down, and that's what you saw at the first video, because I want it to be really close, because I'm going to stack these like this and put some kind of bracket on the back of them, probably just a couple of pieces of wood, and just leaned it up against the trailer. That way you get to see who we are, and you get to see my channel name, kind of know what I've got going on. So to clarify those three things that could have been the problem: dull bit, pass rate, and just your feed rate. So your feed rate is where your bit, how fast it's traveling whenever it's moving around like this. So you'll see mine at real speed, it's a little bit slower. It's because I've slowed it down. Your pass depth is how far down you're going and it's moving. So if you go too deep and you try to move, you can get a stutter like that. It can cause other problems. If your material's not secured real good, it can slide the material. Done that. I've just about all these little things that I could think of, I've done. So don't think that I get this right every time. I do screw up. This time I screwed up in such a way that I was able to recover the piece of wood, so figured I'd just show you what I did and explain what the planing of the single board was at the first video. It made no sense. So one thing I am going to throw out there is I'm thinking about maybe a little redesign to my logo. And it's going to be the same wording, the Smokey CNC Woodworks and Adventures. And if somebody comes up with a good one and sends it to me, and I cut it, and I'm the one I'm going to go with, I'll probably do something and cut you something for free. I mean, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you can just draw something out on a piece of paper and send it to me by email, which you can find in the About section on my channel head. And when I'm talking about channel heads, where it's got on the one I've got right now, it's the clouds. It says Smokey CNC Woodworks. And then it says home, videos, playlist, something else, and about. Well, in the about, I put my email, who we are, where we come from, all that stuff. Anyway, that's how you find my email. So if you happen to come up with a great design that I want to go with, and I use it, I'll cut you something, and we'll mail it to you. If not, I will have my daughter working on it, who's a marketing major, and she often can come up with some really cool stuff. This design that's on my shirts that I'm using right there is what my wife came up with. I like it. And if we want to stay with it, I'm good with that too. I'm just thinking of something and a little different, just kind of thinking about it. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. A few other things to look for. I've had some people ask me about modifications to my camper. Don't have a bunch, but I've got a few. One of them in particular I haven't done yet that I'm going to do a big video over, or a big video. I'm going to do a video over. And that one's coming up. At some point I'll do a walkthrough of the camper and show you all the stuff that I've changed probably on that walkthrough. And it's not just a ton of stuff. It's not a real big camper, and let's put it this way, it's not our forever camper. It's just kind of a starting position for us. So anyhow. So guys, that's going to be about it for this one. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.